Well, here's a hidden little gem, Cheviot Hills, Los Angeles. It's like Beverly Hills' younger, quieter brother. He's like, yeah, I want money, but I also want to focus on my family, but not on reality TV. So yes, let's talk Cheviot Hills real estate. Let's talk a little bit of history, prices, who lives here, why the heck are people moving here, all of this and a bunch of other fun stuff coming up. And let's start with a little bit of Cheviot Hills history. First, there's the OG Cheviot Hills, founded around the 1920s, which is kind of around the time other neighborhoods like Westwood and Beverly Hills started taking off. So yes, Cheviot Hills is among some of the oldest neighborhoods on the west side. Now, around 1924, the land was subdivided and lots were offered for about $1,700, or the equivalent of about $30,000 today. The same lot today could go for almost $2 million. Now, in the 1920s, some of the selling points for the community or the neighborhood were the hills, the views, and nearby country clubs. And interesting, at the time, Cheviot Hills was pretty much like golf course capital of Los Angeles, right next door to 3 golf courses. And speaking of golf courses, in the 1950s, one of those golf courses, the California Country Club, was knocked down by the owner of the Flamingo Hotel in Vegas and replaced with a residential community called California Country Club Estates, which some call the new Cheviot Hills. But before we go on, let's locate Cheviot Hills, as everyone in the surrounding area now seems to be claiming to be part of Cheviot Hills. Now, for this video, we're going to stick to the boundaries of the 2 HOAs that make up Cheviot Hills, the Cheviot Hills Homeowners Association and the California Country Club Homes Association. So who lives in Cheviot Hills? Oh, I don't know. Ray Bradbury, author of Fahrenheit 451, the book you were supposed to read in school. But I mean, before he died, he lived here on the corner of Cheviot Drive and Queensberry. Also, Phil Dunphy from Modern Family lived here, like in the show, not in real life. And these two personalities kind of represent the people of Cheviot Hills, intellectual professionals and cool, funny dads with attractive, smart partners. So why are people moving to Cheviot Hills? One, it's a quiet, small neighborhood with good schools. And if you drive by like around 3 p.m., you'll notice a bunch of kids walking back from school, and some of them even alone, which I didn't even know was still a thing, but goes to show the type of neighborhood this is and the parents who refuse to raise cowards. And according to niche.com 2022, Cheviot Hills ranks number 2 as the best neighborhood to raise a family in Los Angeles. It's also one of the smallest neighborhoods in Los Angeles, like no one really knows about it, and for this reason, it kind of has like this tight-knit hipster community feel, but like the adult responsible version where it's like, we could have lived in Santa Monica, but we're different. So instead, we're moving to this neighborhood no one really knows exists. But now for the fun stuff, let's talk real estate. And by the way, my name is Daniel Rangel, real estate agent on the west side of Los Angeles. If I can be of any help, it would be an honor. For a consultation, you can find my information in the description below. And if you like this video, make sure to hit like or subscribe. The median price for a single family house in Cheviot Hills is about $3.2 million, making it more expensive than Venice Beach and many parts of Santa Monica south of Montana. And one reason is you just have bigger lots and bigger houses in Cheviot Hills, with the typical lot size being around 8,000 square feet, but can go as high as 26,000 square feet. Now, on the high end, houses are selling for up to $11 million with a low of about $2 million. And now for hangout spots, shopping, and activities. One, unlike other neighborhoods like Santa Monica and Beverly Hills, you're just not going to have a whole bunch going on in Cheviot Hills, but that's kind of the point. It keeps the neighborhood quiet and under the radar. But to say you're missing out would also just be wrong. While the nightlife, dining, shopping, and entertainment may not belong to Cheviot Hills, it's still super accessible. I mean, within minutes, you're in downtown Culver City, Beverly Hills, Century City Mall, Pico Boulevard, and a bunch of other conveniences. Plus, you got Cheviot Hills Park with a pool, basketball courts, and archery classes like a bow and arrow. I mean, I'm telling you, these Cheviot Hills kids walking home alone, taking archery classes, I have a feeling they're going to be okay. But now for the really fun stuff, the different pockets in Cheviot Hills, and we're going to break this down into two general sections representing the two HOAs that make up Cheviot Hills. One, we got the original Cheviot Hills. The median price for a house here is around $3.2 million, with the typical house size being around 3,000 square feet on a 7,300 square foot lot. And this is the more historical part of Cheviot Hills, which in my opinion has more of a traditional charm to it. It's like something straight out of every wholesome family neighborhood in the movies, which by the way is kind of partly true. Cheviot Hills, due to its proximity to the studios and its charm, has been the film location of a lot of TV shows and movies. Now, some of the things that characterize this area are tree-lined streets and rolling hills. Now, keep in mind, I'm filming this in winter, so this is definitely not doing justice to how green this area typically is. Also, hills are great, but they come with a downside. For example, most houses here do have a lot of steps leading to the entrance, so if you're not into stairs or walking or biking uphill, this is probably not the place for you. Now, the most expensive section here, or actually the most expensive section in Cheviot Hills in general, is the northeastern part called Monte Mar Vista. Now, the median price for a house here is around $4 million, and some of the reasons are that you just have better views, bigger lots, and bigger houses. And from the beginning, Monte Mar Vista was developed as a more expensive neighborhood. For example, unlike other parts of Cheviot Hills, this area doesn't have utility poles. They were buried underground. And one of the developers of this area was Fred Forrester, whose house recently sold for a record-breaking $11 million. Fred Forrester may also explain the street name Forrester Drive, which happens to be also one of my favorite streets here. And finally, the HOA. HOA fees here in the original Cheviot Hills are about $100 a year. And while they are voluntary, actually, you just bought a $4 million house, you can pay the HOA fees. And worth mentioning, they do include patrolling security in the neighborhood, among other benefits. And I'll include the HOA website in the description below. And now for the new Cheviot Hills California Country Club, which makes up the southeast section of Cheviot Hills. Now, the median price for a single family house here is around $3.5 million, which is slightly higher than the original Cheviot Hills. But I wouldn't necessarily say that this area is more desirable because it's more expensive. The thing is, you just typically have a higher concentration of larger lots here. And one thing that's happening here a lot is the original 1950s 2,000 square foot houses are being knocked down to build like 4,000 square foot McMansions. So yeah, generally you have bigger lots and bigger houses here. Also, compared to the Northwest, this section is flatter with less hills and stairs. The streets are typically wider, but generally it's also a little less tree-lined and lush here. In general, I think both sections are very desirable with different things to offer. The HOA fees here are about $150 a year, and one thing to keep in mind is that there is an architectural review committee here, so before you buy a house with plans of building like this Disney castle, check in with the HOA. But in summary, if you're looking for a kid-safe, quiet neighborhood that feels like a suburb but is actually convenient to everything cool in Los Angeles, you may be into Cheviot Hills. If you're looking for traditional historical charm like in the movies with hills and windy streets, you may be into the original Cheviot Hills. And if you're looking for a flatter section of Cheviot Hills with bigger lots and wider streets, you may be into California Country Club. And if you want to be at the top of the hill in the most expensive part of Cheviot Hills, check out Monte Mar Vista. And by the way, my name is Daniel Rangel, real estate agent on the west side of Los Angeles. If I can be of any help, it would be an honor. For a consultation, you can find my information in the description below. And if you like this video, make sure to hit like or subscribe. But either way, thanks a bunch for watching and have an awesome day.